JLR investigates. JLR investigates. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Press conference. We're going to play a press conference from PSP in reference to the 9 juveniles who escaped the Abraxas juvenile facility in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. Got an update. All 9 have been captured. 4 were originally captured early this morning, a little bit before 6 a.m., and then they allegedly stole a truck. They stole a truck. The 5 remaining people stole a truck. And then 4 got caught by the truck, and another one tried to escape into the field. Wild scene in Pennsylvania. I heard like 60 officers were looking around for these people all throughout the night. So pretty much got caught right before it turned light, and it was like a few miles away. Let me just give you some information here from this reporter here. Pretty much has some accurate information. We'll play it right here. Pennsylvania State Police have apprehended all 9 escaped juveniles. More than 60 officers worked through the night to find them. Police say they're still deciding where to place them next. This comes just days after the 2-week escape involving Danelo Cavalcante. So they're saying 4 of the 9 escapees were taken into custody on Oak Grove Road at 5:47 a.m. this morning after they banged on a resident's door saying they were cold and tired. We give up. We surrender. We're hungry. They didn't even last 12 hours. 6:36 a.m., police brought in the other 5 after reports of a stolen vehicle trailer at the 200 block of Oak Grove Road. After a pursuit with the pickup truck, PSP brought 4 into custody and caught the other one, who ran into a field afterwards. The 9 will be interviewed by Criminal Investigation Unit. Police still deciding where to place them. So they surrender. They're not a Cavalcante that, lives off watermelon and creek water. These young men, these young teenagers they surrendered pretty quickly. It happened last night right after it got dark, and they surrendered within 12 hours. And it wasn't far. It wasn't far from the facility where they got caught. We showed this before, and then we're going to play the press conference. They surrendered. Well, 4 of the 5, and then the other ones tried to escape in a truck. But here's Abraxas. It's here. We showed images. Most of it is not fenced, so if you get out, you get out. And apparently they made their way to the east, to Oak Grove Road, the 200 block of Oak Grove Road. So this is about 4.5, 5 miles away if you go this location, maybe 4 miles if you go directly across. I'm assuming they went along the creek, but who knows? And they will probably most likely debrief what's going to happen with these juveniles. Will they go back to Abraxas, or will they be placed in other facilities? And what would they be charged with? Apparently, they stole a truck. Charged with theft, charged with escape, grand theft. What are you going to charge them with? So here's a press conference. We're going to play it. Trooper speaks, gives an update. Let's listen. This is the first time me hearing this. I want to get this information out because these prison escapes coming out of Pennsylvania are very alarming at the rate that this is going. Send them to an adult facility, I see. So let's play the press conference right here, and we'll hear what he has to say, the trooper. You guys ready? Let's rock.
Okay, good morning. I'm Trooper Bain, the Troop L, PIO, DAVID, BEOHM. I am happy to report that all 9 of the escapees from last night were picked up within the last 2 hours. I'll just give you a little rundown. We had 4 of them at around 5:45 this morning go to a house on Oak Grove Road. Basically banged on the door. They were done. They were tired. They were cold. We went there, took them into custody. Then at 6:36 this morning, we had a report of a stolen vehicle and a trailer at 202 Oak Grove Road. Our people were right there. They got into like a sort of a pursuit with this vehicle and got the vehicle stopped at Furnace Road and Mounts Road. where they took 4 into custody in the pickup truck. 1 took off in the field, taken into custody shortly thereafter. So now we have all 9 of them are in custody and they're not out there anymore.
Were any actively resisting arrests?
No. The 4 basically gave up because they were cold. The other five, I mean, no.
What happens to the boys now?
So they'll all be charged with escape and any other charge. We had the criminal mischief for the car I told you about before, right? The car they tried to get in. Those, we have to put them there, but they will be charged with any crimes that they committed. They're going to be charged with, whether it's stealing the truck, all going to be charged with escape.
Do you know how the truck was stolen? Were keys left inside?
That I don't.
Did the capture of the 4 lead to the 5? Did they talk about the 5?
All kind of in the same area. All that stuff with the car when they broke the window to try to get the car. That's kind of all right in the same area.
Can you describe the condition that you found the boys in?
Well, I saw 2 of them when I was leaving because our command post was at Abraxas, and they're really dirty looking, and they look like they probably have been out walking in the woods since 8 o'clock last night. I think both of them came in without any footwear, but their footwear were slides. So they look pretty weary looking and dirty.
So can you elaborate on what extra effort, what extra cost? I'm not asking for a dollar amount, but when people escape as they did over the last 2 weeks, and as they did this morning, what kind of extra effort, manpower, cost does it put on the state troopers in order to bring them back in?
I mean, we're going to do what we got to do. We had a whole group of folks that were coming in this morning to start at 7 o'clock, and of course we had to cancel them, and that come from all around. That just doesn't come from right here in Troop L. That comes from everywhere.
Is there any chance that schools reopen with them all being caught, or is that going to make people crazy?
I don't know that they would do that, but I can't answer for them.
Do you know if there was a change in tactic just based on the fact that these were kids, juveniles, compared to the Cavalcante search, and knowing that they weren't homicide suspects or anything like that?
Well, some of them did, like I said earlier, have some interesting
Past.
charges. So we have to look at anybody that's taken into custody and are in custody. When we go to apprehend them, could one of those teenage boys kill a cop? They absolutely could. So we're always high alert. It doesn't matter how old they are, I guess is what I'm
But
saying.
none of them, as far as you know, got any access to anything else while they were out there besides the truck?
No.
But how far were they from the actual detention facility?
About 4 miles-ish. Not far.
Are they going back to the detention center? Or you guys taking?
Well, so that's a whole thing right now. So we're going to interview all 9 of them. We'll all be interviewed by our criminal investigative unit at Reading. And then I know there's stuff in the works right now to decide where they're going to go after that takes place.
Can you describe that type of detention facility? I think you mentioned it was like a temporary holding place.
Yeah, the way I understand it from earlier is that location isn't a place where someone is going to be, say, charged with simple assault and get sentenced to 2 years. That isn't the place they're going to do that. There's other places out there. So this is, I don't know, I don't understand the juvenile court system so well, but it's like a holding, because there are kids from, some of the kids even that ran away came from a location where they just weren't following the rules. So they take them there and put them somewhere else.
This is the second time a riot has broken out. In
So,
the last couple months.
not a riot.
Okay.
Basically what happened was they overtook 2 of the females to get the keys. Those group of boys.
So it wasn't
So-
a system-wide riot where
No.
other juveniles were involved.
Correct,
It was
correct.
these 9 specific.
These 9 specific, yes. They were the ones that were involved in it and did their thing.
Can you re-explain what you said earlier about the first 4 being taken into custody? You said they knocked on a door. I'm a little bit confused. So
They basically gave up.
Okay.
Yep, they-
On a random person's door, or?
Yeah. I mean, they have no idea where they're at. Like, 7 of those kids were from Dauphin County, and I know that all 7 were from the city of Harrisburg. Well, let me tell you what; those woods are a far cry from the streets of Harrisburg, Philly. Take any city you want: Lancaster, Bethlehem, Allentown, Easton. So I'm not surprised.
So they knocked on a random homeowner's door and said, what?
I don't know exactly what they said, but I was told that they banged on the door because they were cold and.
And then 911 was called?
Yep,
by, I'm
yep,
assuming, the
yep.
homeowner.
Homeowner called immediately, yes.
And how did the troopers determine the people in that truck were the kid? Like, was there a bolo on the truck, or like, how did we determine that was them and they didn't escape the perimeter?
Well, there's cops crawling all around up there. So what they were wearing would stick out like a sore thumb. Like gray sweatshirt, truck moving at, what time was that? Well, that wouldn't be odd for a truck to be moving about at 6:36 in the morning, but you're really paying attention to things. If you're in that area where you know these kids or whoever it was just escaped, you're really on.
Okay.
And did the truck crash?
I don't know if it crashed or not.
And you may have said this earlier, but what were all the assets that were involved? I heard you mention the K-9. Where did authorities come from?
So the K-9, we had K-9, we had drones, and we had some of the municipal police in Berks County had helped us out for a good chunk of the time, and then the other state police stations, other than Troop L, were there, like in this geographical area, because we have the option to make a couple phone calls, and we could have people from Philly and all over the place here in a short time.
Any estimate number of how many people were working on it overnight?
I would say about 60. That's it.
Your guys were working last 2 weeks as well. Can you talk about kind of the stamina after having to do one manhunt and then suddenly, again, wake up in the middle of the night and now you're looking for 9?
Well, yeah, I mean, that certainly is different. I know for myself personally, I figured we'd catch these kids because they're probably not as resilient as a 30-some-year-old, however old he was, that knows he's going to jail for the rest of his life. I don't know if 15 to 17-year-olds have the resiliency to want to not have to go back, right? The 4 of them got cold and banged on the door, they were done.
Thanks, troopers.
Is that it?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. Got some info. So 7 out of the 9 are from Dauphin County. Harrisburg, urbanized area. Not used to the terrain and woods. He also said they had interesting charges. Because the one reporter was acting like they didn't have MUR, DER charges. And I believe that one of them did. I think one of them was from York. But they gave up. Cold, hungry. Help! We surrender! More or less. Manhunt is over. But, again, look what it's happened. Look what it's caused. Panic in the community. Schools shutting down. 60 state police out there looking for them. Drones, air, all through the night. All hands on deck sort of deal. Probably would have grown if they wouldn't have turned themselves in. It probably would have got bigger. Stole someone's vehicle. Attempted to break in another vehicle. This is the cause and effect. Even though we kind of laughed that they gave up instantly. Knocked on the door. We're hungry. We want our cream of wheat. Whatever they eat. Juveniles eat. 15 to 17-year-old boys. Now they're facing more charges. Now they're going to face more additional time. More incarceration. Institutionalization. It's going to be tough, tough for them. I'm not saying they don't deserve this. What I'm saying is, they dug themselves in a deeper hole than they were already in. Pennsylvania, I believe, is the state that has the most juveniles serving life in prison in the state of Pennsylvania. But yeah, what's going on here, man? You got the woods going on in Pennsylvania. So I was shocked I saw this last night. I wanted to give you guys an update. I think this case is probably coming to an end. What will Abraxas do to prevent this matter from happening? Apparently they had a riot there. He didn't call it a riot there. He just said the 9 overtook 2 guards. But they had some other incident there in July 4th, a couple months back. This was the second time. Second time with some problems at Abraxas. Maybe they should redo their policies and protocol, and maybe put some fencing around the facility. I didn't see any fencing in the back. Caught within a few miles away. Cavalcante the same way. He escapes and he didn't even get that far. So I'll keep you guys updated on this one. We will talk soon. JLR investigates. I am on it. Let's pray that there is no more escapes out of Pennsylvania, but something tells me there'll be more. And I'm just wondering if these juveniles were watching Danelo Cavalcante on TV. Like they were all huddled and in the group room TV and watching it and watching this all go down, saying, hey, we're going to do the same thing, man. If Cavalcante could do it, thinking maybe he looks cool with his dreads or whatever. If he can do it, we can do it, kind of deal. And they all capping each other up and pumping each other up and like, yo, let's overtake the guard and let's do it. Let's get out, by watching the stuff that is unfolding on TV in their own area, because it was very, very close. It was within 10 miles of where Cavalcante got captured. These juveniles, their brains are not fully developed to 25, and they think irrationally. Or maybe we're just speculating here. I just thought that as a possible theory, but but see, here's the problem too, and here's what I tweeted out. I just want to show you one thing I tweeted out. The problem with this situation is these guys are juveniles, and we're going to get lack of information because they're juveniles. Juveniles, privacy issue. They never really reveal what juveniles do. Cases are sealed and stuff like that. I put this tweet out, and I said, I'll show it to you real quick. I just put this tweet out, and I was like, right here. I said, Pennsylvania authorities should publicly identify all 9 juveniles who escaped Abraxas and tell the public what their crimes were that got them locked up. The public should have a right to know what they are dealing with. Thank God they got caught. Thank God they were caught. And what I'm saying is, like, there's going to be lack of information because they're juveniles. They're shielded, privacy issues and stuff like that. But I still think in these particular cases, the public should have a right to know who the 9 people were and what their charges were, because these people escaped a facility, and the public out there in that community should have the right to know who they're dealing with here, who is roaming their neighborhoods that escaped from a facility. So unfortunately, I don't think the information is going to be out there like that. Like, they're not even going to put these people's names, unless they're tried as an adult. It could be tried as an adult here, but maybe not. 15 to 17, you got to do some really egregious stuff to be charged as an adult. Simple stuff like property crime. We don't know what they were originally placed in for, but say it was nonviolent stuff or just accumulation of stuff that doesn't warrant a adult sentence, and then they do more stuff like this, like steal a car as a juvenile, or break in a car and escape. They might still be charged as juveniles, and all of them get out at 21. But I want to know. And I'm probably so many of you do too. We'll talk soon, folks. Thanks for watching. JLR Investigates. I'm out. Until the next one. Until the next live. We'll talk soon. Peace.